I love you with my heart, with my soul, with every fiber of my entire being. How are you feeling right now, beautiful soul? So the big question today is this: how do you decipher the truth? People say, how do I decipher the truth, Jerry? How do I know what is right, what is wrong? I mean, look at that question. Analyze that question for a second. How do I know if it's right or wrong? Well, to know something, you can't think it through. There are logical elements to right and wrong, obviously. However, you know when something is right or wrong by the feeling it gives you. To know something, you must feel it. You can't know something by thinking it. Knowing is beyond thinking. Knowing comes from your heart, from your life compass. This beautiful space in the center of your chest. It comes from your mesentery. Some people call it the second brain. You have intuition. How do I know the truth? How do I decipher what is right and what is wrong? Your gut instinct always lets you know. The problem is this: we just don't fucking listen. It's that simple. We just don't listen. And why don't we listen? Because we've been trained and conditioned to focus on this external world, this external reality, this external environment, to look for answers, to look for clues, to look for confirmation, for other people in our reality to say, well done. Yes, that's what you should do. Great idea. We're looking for validation. Validation is dangerous. Those that know themselves need no validation. It's that simple, because they know who they are deep inside the core of their being. They're not some slave, some corporate muppet that follows the rules and the regulations of the system. They make up their own rules, man. And that's what you gotta do if you're not doing it already. This thing right here, this beautiful space in the center of your chest that emanates the most powerful frequency in the entire universe, will guide you and steer you and never see you wrong. But you have to listen. It's like a friend giving you the best piece of advice, and you're like, yeah, whatever, I know best. Fuck off. How many times have we poo-pooed other people's ideas? How many times have we thought, yeah, we know best? And there's someone there with heaps of experience, but our ego gets in the way. How many times have you not listened to your gut and you've fallen short? I remember when my daughter was 6 months old, and her godfather was my best friend at the time. You know, we were thick as thieves. And I remember introducing her to him for the first time, or him to her, whichever way you look at it. And she cried her eyes out and screamed and didn't want to be in his arms. And my gut instinct was like, that's a bit strange. And every time he came round, she'd do the same thing. She was letting me know that he wasn't a good human being, but I couldn't see it because we'd been through a lot together. Later on down the line, several years later, he turned me over on a business deal and stole a lot of money. She knew that was going to come. She knew that was happening. Her gut instinct was telling her as a baby, this energy field is not a good energy field. This soul is going to wrong my dad. Did I listen? No. Did I get fucked over? Yeah. Was it a great lesson? Yes. Would I do it again and find myself in that position? No. So in the grand scheme of things, everything's perfect. But I could have avoided that pain. But maybe I needed that pain. But that's a whole other story. But the thing is, her intuition was giving me a signal, and my intuition knew at the time. I just didn't want to go down that road and accept that, because I couldn't, because he was my best friend and I put that label on it, and I didn't want to walk away from that. I remember about 5 years ago, I'd been married for 16 years. My ex-wife, she'd gone off and done the Camino walk from France to Spain. And things weren't great in our marriage. And she phoned up one morning and she asked to speak to me. She phoned one of the children. And I had this massive gut wrench in my belly. I was like, no, I can't speak. I knew something wasn't right. And I knew that this was going to be the final phone call. But I didn't want to do it right then. My gut instinct knew. And I spoke to her later on that day, several hours later, when I was away from the house and away from the kids, and had the conversation. My gut instinct knew. There's been so many times in my life when, my gut has told me. My intuition has whispered into my ear, Jerry, don't do that. Sometimes I've listened, sometimes I haven't. Okay? But your heart, your intuition, your inner self, you know what is right and what is wrong and what the truth is if you just be still enough to listen. Listen to your heart. It never sees you wrong. It's going to lead you in the direction of your dreams. It might lead you through lots of life lessons on your way to success, because you need to have these life lessons. You need to be upskilled, up-leveled. You need to go through these sometimes traumatic, tough experiences, because from each of them you mine gold. And that gold is essential to your growth to be able to handle the success when you get there. Everything's perfect. Listen to this. When you look around the world at what's going on at the moment, don't tell me you don't know what is right and what is not. Jerry, should I get the... Ask your heart. Does your soul think that this is a good idea? Really and truthfully, what does your heart feel? What does your soul tell you? Absolutely, categorically no. But your mind, ego that's been conditioned, your identity that likes to fit in with the crowds, that is scared of being uncommon amongst common people, that is scared to be the black sheep in the family, that is scared to be the only fish swimming that way when all the other fish are swimming that way, that likes to blend, that likes to be validated. You always know the truth. This world right now is giving you the perfect platform to go into your heart and ask yourself those questions. Questions about reality, questions about life, questions about our planet, the human species, the people in so-called control. Your heart knows the truth. So listen to it, beautiful soul. Look in the mirror. Look into your own eyes, the gateway to your soul. Look into your heart, the stargate to the universe. All the answers are within you, but you've got to be brave enough to take that inward step. And sometimes listen to answers that are uncomfortable, that you don't really want to hear from a logical perspective, but will slice and carve you right open and allow the truth to bleed from the depths of your soul into the space to light up your world and give you the foundation to grow from. You are amazing, beautiful soul. Wherever you are on this planet, go out into the world and hug your sisters and your brothers. Hug them so tightly. And remember the golden rule of hugging. Never, ever, ever ever be the first to let go. Love fiercely and ferociously. And I will see you again real soon. Remember to check out our website, starmagichealing.com. One love, one heart, one human family. Peace out, beautiful soul.
No amount of words can express what this workshop entails. It's an experience to be had. I'm going to start out by saying that, and then I'm going to tell you that I was initially brought up in an ultra religious household, so I wasn't sure if this was going to be right for me. But after taking this training, I can say hands down, this has been one of the best decisions of my entire life. The way it transforms you and expands you and elevates you is simply unimaginable. Take all the amount of time that I have spent in school, all the amount of years, and compare them to these 5 days. These 5 days far exceed all the amount of years you will spend in any school. I feel like every single human on the face of this planet needs to attend this training. It just teaches you how to evolve yourself. It definitely elevates your intuition and transcends your energy into completely new horizons that you couldn't even think of. Jerry and his dream team are amazingly supportive. They are awesome. And what I love about Jerry is he truly wants to empower you to step into your own power and not be dependent on him. And he gives you all the tools to do that. You're fully supported. And in addition to all of this, you gain a phenomenal online community that is just exploding with love. So if you are looking for any sort of a confirmation or a push as to whether to do it or not, this is it. This is your confirmation. Go for it and do it.